You're listening to Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marci Persky. In this installment, we attempt to demonstrate that vegetables and politics don't mix. Also, why you should not take advice from Martha Stewart, Snoop Dogg, or caterpillars. As we record this, it is the political season, and although we are not a political podcast, you may have spotted a trend. There seems to be a trend spanning several decades now with campaigns and vegetables.
Okay.
If you've missed it, there's a candidate, a famous television personality candidate.
Yeah, doctor.
For Senate in Pennsylvania. And if you're listening to this, who knows how it will turn out if you listen to this much later. But Dr. Oz apparently went through the grocery store for Crudites for his wife and allegedly picked up a bunch of vegetables which he said were prices that were inaccurate. Like he accused a piece of broccoli of being $3 when it's like $3 a pound kind of thing. But the main thing was his use of the word Crudites. So his opposing candidate has one of those big plastic football game 7-layer dip trays of cut up vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
And is pointing out that in Pennsylvania, where the good doctor is running for the Senate, they just call them vegetable trays. And I thought, where have I seen this before? Where has somebody gotten himself in hot water, or at least steamed himself, to use the vegetable, to belabor the vegetable analogy? And I remembered the candidate Dukakis with his arugula remarks.
Oh, yeah, I remember that too.
You remember when he said that farmers in trouble should just start growing arugula? And half of America went, what the F is arugula?
I bought some yesterday.
I just think, and now I'm trying to think, what other candidates have gotten themselves in trouble using vegetables? Because it can't just be two. There have to be more. And apparently nobody told these gentlemen, just eat your vegetables. Don't discuss them publicly.
I'm drinking vegetables right now.
Really? You've got how about a V8?
No, green juice crap. It comes in a powder. Mix it in water and you choke it down.
Every time somebody tries to give me green juice, I try it and it's always awful. So why are you, who hates all things except for lettuce, why are you even trying this?
I'm trying to be healthy. And I figure that you have to have some suffering with it. My suffering is a glass of green powder every morning.
You told me you were giving up sugar, and so now you're just going to wear the full-on hair shirt is what you're telling me.
Well, no, not really.
Okay.
My sugar give up has been, I've been eating a lot of peaches.
See? So, how's that working?
Actually, it's working fine, but I'm not losing any weight because I think peaches do have a lot of natural sugar.
Yes, but as I told you, eventually you will wean yourself to a normal amount of fruit.
I don't know. I'm pretty much, right now I'm in the binge stage.
Yes, well, that lasts a while. Buy impossibly expensive, delicious fruit. And then after a while, you get sort of tired of it. You wean yourself down, but it's much easier than weaning yourself off chocolate. And I say this as someone who has been coveting something that probably won't taste very good, but it's now been marketed all over Chicago. There is a company that makes something called the 7-layer cone, the rainbow cone. And it's probably just god-awful. And it's
You mean like frozen, like a bomb pop?
No, it's actually, they've named their ice cream store Rainbow Cone, and they take slabs of everything from chocolate and vanilla to pistachio and something they call New York Metropolitan, which is candied cherries and walnuts in it. And there's a whole pile of these things, 7 slabs, and they put them on a cone. And it just looks so impossibly decadent that even though I know that after 2 bites, I'll have probably thought, okay, that's enough of that. I'm about ready to drive 10 miles to try it because everyone I know has posted pictures of themselves eating this thing. And thin
now
people
I won't
I
sleep
know.
for a week. Oh man,
Eat a
that sounds
peach.
awesome.
Just eat a peach. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
And
I'm good, like giving up juice though, because it's all a ton of sugar too.
yes,
I'm
well,
actually reading labels.
oh my God.
So okay, since we're
What is
talking
your
about
name again?
food,
I'm sorry. What's your name? Has somebody stolen Marci and put you in there instead?
Martha Stewart.
Okay. Didn't you give up on Martha Stewart? I gave up on Martha Stewart in 2 installments. The first was
Yeah,
when I realized that she absolutely had never tasted her amazing macaroni and cheese, because if she had, she would not look like she does. Because you cannot eat one spoonful of a mac and cheese that's 90% butter and cheese and 10% mac. You just can't.
right.
No, you eat the whole thing. And then the other thing was, I actually swear that in one of her early installments of her online or TV life, she was decorating the shelves in her pantry with little frilly paper skirts.
I don't like that Martha Stewart. I like the post prison Martha Stewart that hangs out with Snoop Dogg and puts marijuana into everything. That's the Martha Stewart I like.
Wait, Martha Stewart's putting marijuana into things?
Well, she does. She was doing this cooking show
With
with
Snoop
Snoop Dogg
Dogg? Oh, well, he puts
on it,
marijuana into everything.
right? And she was his partner, and they would have like famous people come on. And yes, if she didn't get high, she got a contact high. I can tell you that.
So she would make the batter and then she would turn her back for a minute and Snoop Dogg would just dump a whole bunch of pot into the brownie batter. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I can't remember that clearly
Of
because
course not. You just ate one of them. Of course
I
you
was
can't.
watching that
Oh, come
show.
on, really? You expected that you would? That's the problem with cooking with people like Snoop Dogg. No matter how
Cooking
good the
with weed.
recipe is, you will not remember what was in it, what it was, how to make it. That's why he needs Martha Stewart, because she keeps notes.
You know what? Since we're talking food, I
Yes.
got the most bizarre email today.
Yeah.
I get a lot of cooking emails with recipes.
Uh-huh.
This one is 20 of your favorite school cafeteria recipes.
Whoa.
Did you eat in your school cafeteria when you were a kid?
I had no choice. I had a mother who just kind of threw us out the door in the morning, or didn't even throw us out the door in the
And
morning.
what
So
kind of favorite school cafeteria recipes would there possibly be? The
off the top of
hamburger
my
wasn't
head,
really
I can
me.
think of some actually.
Okay. And I'll
Uh,
tell you if they're on this list.
okay, I did not eat these things, but the sloppy joes looked amazing, and I hear they had a lot of sugar in them.
That's here. The Slapping Joe is here. I can send you that
I
recipe.
I'm not interested, but thank you. They had mac and cheese.
That's on here
That was a
too.
biggie. What else did they had pizza that was actually not bad.
That's on here too.
It was kind of a cornmeal bread crust and lots of tomato. Yeah, the pizza was not bad. Okay, so I'm up to three now school lunch
Yeah,
things that I
they're all on here.
thought were decent.
One of these recipes is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, okay. That sounds like something that would be better if Snoop Dogg got a hold of it.
I just remember that they would give us hamburgers and tomato soup. It would be hamburger and tomato soup day, but the hamburgers never tasted like meat.
They were allowed to at that time, I believe, and you can't quote me on this, but it's my recollection that in those days in school lunch programs, you were allowed to put a whole lot of grain in whatever was supposed to have meat. So the hamburger was like they waved, a cow walked by it, and then they put in a bunch of oatmeal, and that was your hamburger, I believe.
All I remember is eating a whole lot of tater tots.
Oh, the tater tots. Are those in there?
Yes, they are.
Oh, you can make your own tater tots?
Homemade tater tots, not the ones that you stick in the freezer like my
Yeah.
banana popsicles.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I have taken this whole podcast today. I think it's just going to be recipes. But I'm very excited because, as you know, we have an air fryer now, and
Yep.
one of the beloved foods of my childhood was fish sticks.
Oh, me too.
And they have a recipe for making your own fish sticks, which I'm kind of excited about. Even though at this point, fish sticks, instead of being a cheap thing your mother could throw at you for lunch, even though now the fish that goes in it costs about $1 zillion a pound.
I know.
I know, but it seems like it'd be worth it if I could have a really healthy and tasty fish stick. Although, here's the truth of it. Most of what made that food taste good was probably that it was either 90% salt or 90% sugar.
That's my whole problem right now. Anything that I try without salt or sugar does not taste how it's supposed to taste in my mind.
Yeah, I recommend just soaking everything with lemon juice. And I don't know how that works. It's either that it tricks your body into thinking that it's salty, or your mouth just folds up like origami so you don't care that it's not salty. You just need to drink something before you die.
Part of my good health kick
Yes.
was buying this great big giant batch of lemons.
Uh-huh.
Don't it? And I mean, like, more lemons than a normal person could probably eat in 6 months.
Are you doing like some kind of
Dumped them into a
lemon
bowl.
purge?
They're in the bowl on the counter, and they've all shrunken from like lemon size to golf ball size now.
How
And so
old?
I'm
How
waiting
long?
till
I
they
mean,
get
it's Arizona, so things will probably dehydrate. You probably don't even need to buy one of those air dehydrators. You just stick some
No.
out in your table for an hour or two, and you got leather made out of it.
But first went the limes. The limes turned black, so those all went. Now the oranges are almost perfectly oranges. The lemons are almost perfectly sized little golf balls.
So your whole idea in buying all this fruit that you're not going to eat was just to what? Remind yourself of what fruit looks like?
I'm afraid so. Same with the arugula that's sitting in my fridge
Arugula.
that I really don't know what it is and what it tastes like, but it's organic. So I bought the expensive arugula.
Put a bunch of cheese on it and you'll be fine. That's what Martha Stewart would want you to do if these were her lemons.
That's what I also bought cheese.
There you go.
Okay, I'm segueing now from
Okay.
food to bugs.
Bugs, which
'Cause
some
I know
people
you love
eat.
bugs.
Some people
Yeah,
eat
I
bugs. Yes.
I've been seeing a lot of bug recipes lately on Facebook, or people showing off their plate of bugs, and I'm like, no. But right now, and I think it's because we are having this very hardy monsoon season where we've been in this drought for so long. We are just covered in woolly bears. You know, the caterpillars
Oh,
that
yeah,
are
with
orange
fur.
and black.
Yes.
They're everywhere. And I looked them up, and they turn into tiger moths. But the big talk up here at 7,000 feet in arid Arizona is that these woolly bears this year are all black. There's no orange. And according to the Farmer's Almanac, that means we're going to have a really bad winter.
What's
So
a
we're all-
bad winter in the mountains of Arizona? What does that look like? A bird flies over and poops on your house? What is a bad
Oh,
winter in Arizona?
No, we get snow up here. We get lots and lots of snow. Last winter was bad because we didn't get a lot of snow. This winter, according to these all black woolly bears that I took a picture of this morning, just because they're getting bigger and bigger, by the way, they started out really small, and I thought they were going to be those tree-eating caterpillars that we had in the Midwest. And then I read that we don't have those here. Tent worms, I think we call them.
Oh, yeah.
But no, these are woolly bears. They're getting bigger, and there's no orange. And so that means we're going to get like feet and feet and feet and feet of snow.
Can I
They're
say
skiing up
that
here.
this really seems like horsewash to me?
Well, see,
That
we're going to make a
you
bet. We're going to make a bet
cannot
on
predict. No, you cannot. It has nothing. You can't win a bet or lose a bet like that because there's no way of saying that the caterpillar had anything to do with it.
You're disbelieving the old farmers' almanac?
I think those old farmers tended to die at 36 years of age of either implement accidents or consumption. So
They're still alive and making predictions based on woolly bears.
let's just say you showed up in an emergency room and the emergency room doctor whipped out a mason jar full of insects and said, according to these insects, you're going to lose that leg. So let's just take it off right now. Who would go with that? Would these same people who believe in the prognosticative qualities of caterpillars, would they be willing to bet, let's say, their leg from the knee down? No, they would not. And that is why there were not emergency rooms when farmers started writing almanacs. If you've made it this far, chances are you've been enjoying Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast, in which case you might also like my book, She Said What, A Life on the Air. You can find that at your neighborhood independent bookstore or on Amazon. Marci and I really appreciate your good reviews wherever you care to leave them. Your kind words help the podcast grow. Thanks.